So let's look at this here and let's talk about how, if it's not being utilized, how can we use it as a tool? We've invested in it, and how can we best use it to help our shops get better, right? Improve our workflow and whatnot. So obviously, you plug in your name here. Some shops that are using this tool have color coded them, and they color coded it. Jay Malinowski up in Canada, he color coded his to where if it's primarily for the front shop, like I think it's blue. If it's primary for the back shop, red. And if it's something they can both utilize, purple. And so that's what he did, just to kind of help utilization of this. But this is your basic taking a trip, which we get a lot of requests, especially around the holidays and so forth, to do that for our clients. And so if we read these over, we got the test drive, note any obvious problems. Are the speedometer and cruise working? Which I'm glad that's specifically in there, because, a lot of technicians won't check for that on a test drive. Agreed? That doesn't get tested for, and that's opportunity if they're not working. Number two is the vehicle ready for any scheduled maintenance needs to be completed? And then it's got a little bit of helpful leads: oil change, 30, 60, 90, trans service, fuel filter, ABS fluid service, power steering flush. Then it says inspect all 5 tires for wear and proper inflation. So that's obviously including spare. Minimum tread depth, of course, is at 2/32. And set the tire pressure to spec. Inspect all your steering components for wear and alignment problems. CV boots, axles for damage, noise. Inspect suspension. Inspect exhausts for leaks or loose mountings. Does fuel filter need changing? Recommend every 15K. Inspect belts and hoses. Manufacturer recommend replacing every 6 years. Cooling system for corrosion. Proper coolant mixture leaks. Test cooling fan. Air conditioning system for proper air delivery and temperature. Checking heater for defrost system, proper air delivery and temperature. Inspect wipers and the washer. Blades should be replaced every 6 months. Inspect for debris clogging the radiator or condenser. Inspect spark plugs. Does the vehicle need a maintenance tune-up? Test your power steering for leaks, binding, transmission and engine for leaks, loose or binding U-joints, all brakes. Check air filter, fluid filter, any trailer wiring. Is the connector okay or trailer hitch secure? Of course, this would be obviously a trip inspection. And then, of course, also, it doesn't have it in here, but you guys know you can. Oh, here it is, cabin air filter off to the right. Then we got, of course, where the customer name is there, their vehicle, technician, the date, the mileage, and any special comments the technician or the advisor may want to make on such a thing. So this is a great trip inspection tool. So and Keith, have you guys been utilizing yours at all? And if so, how do you utilize this one, or how would you utilize this one?
Well, we've been using it very sparingly, I guess, from what I see in the ROs and stuff like that. I don't think my advisors, so I'm going to need you to go with Janelle on that, start asking her about that, so that Jeff and Janelle can get those turned in. So, yeah, not a lot of help, guys. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I mean, and I'll definitely meet with Janelle on that.
Okay.
How about you, Jerry?
I haven't used any of them as of yet, Brian. I could see where this one would probably make a good sort of a DVI sheet that we can put in our DVIs. I would add one thing up at the top. Note any lights, warning lights that are on.
Good idea.
For some reason, techs never look at warning lights, and then you go to give back the thing and you ask them, was that check engine light on or was that TPMS light on? Well, no, I don't remember.
Yeah.
So I would definitely add that into it.
I like the idea of that. Now, you guys know when you have these, you can edit them. So, and that's a great idea to have that on there as well. I'm going to skip you for right now, Fred. Scott, how about you using these at all?
No, I have not been, but I need to look at this one and see what's different between the one I have now and change mine up to add a lot of the stuff that's in here if it is missing. Check engine light's a big one right there. It drives me nuts. I had it just yesterday. Check engine light on before? I think so.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, you hope so, you know. Because if not, you'll know, because that customer will be right back in there. Hey, my check engine light's on.
Actually, it's the call the customer and say, how long has that check engine light been on?
Yeah.
so that this way they go, oh, that's been on forever. Oh my God, that's on? What are you talking about? You know, so.
Yeah, that's a good way too. If they can't remember, that's a good way.
Yeah.
But, oh, by the way, Jerry, will Abra be back this week?
Yes, she will be.
Okay, wonderful.
I guess it was a big mix-up, Brian, but she didn't know what time she was supposed to get on the webinar or something.
I mean, it worked out okay because I had no internet anyhow.
Oh, okay.
But I'm going to re-tee it up this Friday with Janelle and Abra.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds
and we could talk a little bit about action flow charts too, if you like, on this meeting. Well, I got them both. Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so Fred, I know you got similar stuff. How are you guys utilizing something similar to this at your shop?
Yeah, well, yes. The quick answer is yes. We always combine this with our regular inspection. So the trip check job just adds the stuff that's not on our regular inspection. Because the regular inspection, I mean, you don't do anything. We wouldn't put in tire pressure, and you wouldn't actually do anything to the car. So we take our regular inspection and then add the trip check to it and charge 0.3 for that.
Okay.
But the regular inspection covers most of this. So
okay,
that's how but it works. It works. And we do get people asking for it now. It's usually summer. This is the time I get doing them. So
seems as though a battery test should be on here as well.
Yeah.
I didn't see that, and maybe even I don't know how. Well, that's when maybe that's another 0.2, another 0.3. So I don't know what that might be. Why it's not 100% all inclusive of that, but you seem like that'd be a simple test you want to do for your customer before they take a trip.
That's how we ended up where we did. It was like, well, by the time there was this question that came out, this was done years ago, but do you take a trip check and turn it into a full inspection, or are you adding a trip to an inspection? Mm-hmm. And we ended up with the adding to method. It seemed to work the best. Awesome. So you get everything looked at, plus you have the things that you would look at right now. It's like, okay.
Yeah, and you guys are very thorough with your inspections, which is good. So, I'll tell you from my perspective, with Sands, we never had such a tool. The trip inspection was kind of at each technician's individual discretion on what got looked at. I wish we would have had something like this, because quite frankly, when I read all these things, I feel like there should be a potential charge or a fee associated with it. We would kind of treat it like a basic PMI and do it for free. But I can tell you it wasn't as thorough. We weren't checking the spare tire and setting all the air, which you should.